Once you leave this building, every time an opportunity presents itself, no matter what it is, you will say yes.
Yes! 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 Yes!
I'll be honest, I am too a sucker for pleasing people. You know, those moments when someone asks you to do a favor and you say
Yes! 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 Yes!
and afterwards it feels like you have dishonored yourself, because deep down you know you aren't going to enjoy having a drink with a colleague or helping your friend as much as you would enjoy your yoga session. This has happened to all of us and you are not alone. So why is it that we would like to be the yes man in every situation? One reason is feeling incomplete. So we try to seek validation from others by pleasing them. But this is completely useless if you start questioning yourself in layers. Another reason is we want to make people comfortable without bothering ourselves. For example, I've gotten myself in situations where I did someone a favor and realized I dismiss my own needs, and the consequence of this behavior is not achieving what you want in life. So pleasing others may feel normal when you are afraid of rejection or seeking validation from others. But most of the time you reject yourself before others have the chance to, and it doesn't end well. Acting out of fear or trying too hard to please others can push people away, because people like those who are straightforward and honest. We have seen this back in history, and even nowadays, the people that we attract to are those who are often there to have a strong opinion and also stand behind their words. Most of the time, in everyday life, we think in our heads we have strong voice, but in reality, when John invites you out of the blue for a drink, you say immediately yes, because you think you have nothing better to do. And by acting this way, you get the opposite of what you thought you were. I also think that pleasing others has to do with being part of something. You know, back in the days, we used to work in tribes, otherwise you wouldn't survive. And still, even 1,000 years later, this part of our brain still functions with the same pattern in different situations. And it goes beyond just being part of something. You start reading the minds of others. What if I don't do John a favor to have a drink with him? What will he think of me? Does he still appreciate me as a colleague? You know, you start to overthink about an event that's going to be in the future. If saying no is tough for you, it might mean you're lacking some inner strength or self-respect. As far as I'm concerned, this means you don't have any values, because you don't know what you stand for. So it's easier to please others in the things they value, which can be anything. And as you can see, I'm heading towards a solution for this pleasing behavior that we're all caught up in. But before I talk about the importance of self-respect, let's look at a clip of one of the previous guests on the Tim Ferriss show, Claire Hughes Johnson, where she talks about the importance of the quiet no before impulsively saying yes.
When something's requested of you, a person, I mean, she's like, sort of like, sometimes your reaction is, wow, yes, right? You've had this. Hey, Tim Ferriss asked me to be on his podcast. I was like, yes, emphatically. That is something I want to do, right? That is easy. My past and future selves are very happy to be here. But often we get a request, you have this experience, and you're looking at it, and she says, listen for the quiet no. Because we are often feel like we have to say yes.
What Claire says is when we often get a request, our inner voice impulsively want to say yes. But instead, we should give ourselves space for the quiet no to consider if we genuinely want to commit to it. This allows us to make decisions that align with our values and priorities rather than impulsively saying yes. So what actually happens when you impulsively say yes is that you start to think about why you said yes to John for having a drink with him in the first place. Before you know it, your mind wants to start negotiating about that event. And I can tell you from experience that this causes so much mental energy that you start looking at patterns where you find yourself impulsively saying yes. Speaking about patterns, I want you honestly answer the next 7 questions with a yes or no to see patterns in traits. Do you find yourself saying sorry a lot in your interactions with others? Are you often worried about what others think of you? Do you avoid conflicts? Do you ever feel like you give more of yourself than is good for you? Have you ever feared someone was mad at you? Do you feel pressure to go along with what others are doing? Are you more willing to prioritize others over yourself, sometimes leaving you feeling exhausted? I will also put these questions in the description of the video so you can analyze your responses and identify patterns. For example, I found myself saying yes to people I enjoy being around, but the energy I received afterwards in return didn't match with my expectations. Now I respect myself more in the first place because I have commitments with myself, so that's the third solution. But you only arrive at these commitments by analyzing people-pleasing patterns and giving yourself the space for the quiet no. These commitments apply setting rules that align with your goals. For instance, every choice I make contributes to my goals, including client work as a TikTok strategist and working on a project for the next 3 months. If a request doesn't contribute to these goals or make me a better person, why would I try to please others when I have my responsibilities? But Abdi, this sounds so selfish. Yes, it is, and you're right. What else should you be doing? You think of your option of impulsively saying to John for a drink, and while you both are drinking, you're wondering about one thing you know you should be doing, but you ignored it. Do you really think that's a better option? You're a child of God. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. We are born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people the permission to do the same. Nelson Mandela, inaugural speech, 1994. Mandela was onto something there, and I agree with him. Why would we keep ourselves small too if we can be the best version we want to see in the world, inspiring others to do it too? Because let's look at the opposite. If you keep yourself small and keep pleasing others, the message in this world is telling other people to keep themselves small too. But if you stand in your own light and project as someone who wants to be the best version of him or herself, making your own choices, saying no to people, and daring to choose for yourself, then you give others the permission to do the same. That's, in my opinion, what true humanity is. And this topic is a perfect bridge for the next video, which is going to be about finding your personal values. And trust me, that will be a good one. If you don't want to miss out, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are when it comes to being a yes man, people pleasing. Don't forget to check out the questions in the description, as well the links to get in touch with me, get a free productivity planner, reach out to me if you're looking for a strategist for a short form content. And as always, I really appreciate you for watching. See you in the next one. Take care of yourselves and peace.